to work on something that if you put it out there and maybe the company, whichever company that you um do insights or analysis on, they see those things and they are able to like see something that makes sense. They could actually give a comment. You don't know what they could even like offer you a job. It's very funny how some of these things happen, but yeah, we want to go past just working on like maybe like just any data set, but actually providing actionable insights for relevant companies based on real world data. So in the sense that this is not just any data. This is live data. This is real life data, not the one that somebody used maybe like a random function to generate or something. So yeah, so that's so meaning that and you are left to do the data research on your own. So nobody is giving you data. You are going to have to do data research and try to find data that fits the conditions that we have defined. So based off that, then you also are going to have, yeah, you also have like an Excel file that is submit Power BI, your Power BI file, and you also need to do a documentation on Medium or GitHub. I have restricted it to GitHub, or we were restricted it to GitHub, right? But it's because of like GitHub. Sometimes people say GitHub is complex, like you don't know how to use it from the beginning. So for people who maybe because of its 4 weeks, right, that you have for the timeline, you can use Medium to document your project. Then later you can take it. But there are courses on YouTube, not courses per se, but like you can watch a video on YouTube to learn how to document on GitHub. Yeah, and also I put some basic examples that I like these are basic documentations, not actually, but with that you can build on something. So yeah, so the instructions, firstly, you have to choose a data set that is from your country's open data website, open data website or another countries. So what does that mean? That means that you are going to be focusing, say if I'm in Nigeria and I'm focusing on Nigerian like issues. I can pick any company in Nigeria and work on their data set, but at the end of the day, just ensure that you are getting it from like it's a real life data. It's not fake data. Is actually so you have to ensure that your data source is accurate, like quality data you get. So yeah, that's the first instruction. The second one is for you to import it into Excel for cleaning and analysis. So you're not doing it's not like as if you're just going to maybe from Excel go to Power BI. You have to clean it in Excel and based off the training that we have had so far, we should be able to do everything here, missing values, outliers, transformations, any other transformations that your data need, maybe like transpose, different things that you can do to your data. Then from there, you can perform additional calculations. So like feature engineering, like from particular columns that you see on your data, you can create like based on aggregation, maybe like a sum, maybe to calculate percentage or something. So you can use pivot tables and generate charts to support what you have done in Excel. Now you also have to ensure that you also do a what if analysis on your data set. So you have to create scenarios on your data set. Also, I think this part is just literally what if analysis. Then then you carry that same cleaned data set that you have in Excel, you carry it to SQL, you import it into SQL, then you create at least 10 SQL functions. Sorry, give me a second. Um, yeah, sorry. Okay, so what was I saying? So yeah, so you have to perform at least 10 SQL functions. So when you're talking about SQL functions, I'm not talking about, oh, you're creating a table. I'm talking about actual SQL functions. So we're talking about like you using like a join, you get so use like a join and you bring out insights based off what you have done. Also, you're going to document your SQL code. Then you import that clean data, the same clean data that you have from Excel that you took to SQL, take it to Power BI, then create visualizations from that. And you also choose like the appropriate charts that you want to use for your analysis. And the last thing is a final report. Like, to be very honest, this is where the biggest like part of the work is, because like this is for someone who wants to just quickly go through your project. If you're going to pitch your project to someone or to the company that you're doing analysis on, right? This final report should be able to tell them everything, and it should be comprehensive and easy to understand. So in the sense that you're not limiting it to just data like professionals or anybody. Like you can see here, it says ensure that the documentation is detailed and accessible for non-technical audience. Now that final report is Word document, but you're still going to have the documentation either on Medium or GitHub. So meaning that you can always just put whatever you do in your final report and just take it straight to Medium or GitHub to document. Then when you are done, make last thing is to make a LinkedIn post announcing the completion of your bootcamp and everything. Include the link. There's an example at the end about the kind of LinkedIn post that you can make. Yeah. But right, somebody's looking at this project and just like, oh, how will this project help me? So let's look at why we are doing this project. So this project is going to help you to learn how to like find data, because as a data analyst, like in in the workplace, you will be, for anybody who is like a beginner data analyst, like you will be looking for data yourself. Sometimes you have to scrape from APIs and everything. You just have to learn how to think out of the box, not just being given data. You need to actually go on your own search. Okay, how do we get data from this insurance company that we are trying to work for? Or like you get just getting data is very important, and this will help you this project. Also, it's to help you also learn how to bring out actionable insights. So at the end of the day, you have seen problems in the data set, or you have seen a solution. No, you have seen a problem and you have preferred the solution through your analysis that okay, this is what that could happen. Okay, over this time period, I said that, oh, this company was having this maybe, and there wasn't time frame given, right? So like it's not like we're saying, oh, find the latest data set of any company, like maybe the year. But obviously, you know that you don't want to go as far as like 2009, at least start from maybe, let's just say at least 2010. But that's still far behind, because if you are telling, they could maybe not have any need for what you're trying to tell them if it's not present, right? So you want to ensure that your insights are like they are actionable and they are very, very much present. Then it's also going to help you test the skills that you have gotten from this bootcamp. Also, code documentation. So that's one thing. A lot of people are good with like data analysis as a like profession with, but they don't have their code out there. They don't have portfolio, because this all project will help you, because the next, and the reason why we are introducing the project is because you're going to be like be you learn how to like make portfolio next week. And if you don't have a project, how do you put anything on your portfolio? So you have to build a project, and this is a strong project because you just learned Excel, SQL, and Power BI. And for any company that you're pitching yourself to, you're going to tell them, oh, I have the skill in this, I have the skill in that. And you have a project to show for it, that where in the project you went into Excel, you did training, you did your analysis, you still did your visualization, you still did what if analysis. So like you did extensive analysis in Excel, went to SQL, also performed functions and explained what those functions, like we're able to generate like the insights from those functions. You also went to Power BI and you were able to create like visualizations, and you were able to define why you use those visualizations. So if I'm using like a pie chart, you know that pie chart is used to show proportion. So if if maybe like my analysis, I say, okay, the male and female, this percent, you should be able to explain, okay, yeah, pie chart was the best chart that to be used for that. Also, it's going to help you with like your LinkedIn visibility, and that's why we have the last step for you to announce yourself, like also tag the company. So like for me, if I was probably working on if I was working on if I was working on a data set like here in Canada, I would put and let's say it was maybe like statistics Canada, I would tag them and be like, oh yeah, and you have an example so you can see it here. You can see it's relevant, you just said. So also this is like an example. So you can see improving business efficiency in Nigeria through data analysis. So you introduce the data. This is how your project report should look, which will still be the way you will document your whole project on Medium or GitHub. So let's see. Let me see. So let's see this. So this is an example of a basic example of like explaining your SQL script. Let's see. So these are the kind of functions. So we're talking about like count, concat, different functions, join, cities, window functions. So you are going to show at least 10. Funny enough, I actually did 10, yeah. So if it's your choice, if you want to pick this particular functions, you can go, it's attached to the project, to the project report outline that was sent. So you can pick, but you can also have other functions that you can pick. There are plenty other date functions that you can use. There are plenty string functions. There are plenty aggregation functions. Yeah, so that is that for just to understand. Then at the end of the day, okay, so these are the 10 SQL functions, right? Now, each of them, they were able to generate inside. So this particular first function, what did he do? So that was determining the loans per branch, guiding yet. So that is what we want to see when we say, oh, explaining each of your SQL functions, what it was able to, like the insights from them. So this one, six, the city that he created, we go to six. So this is the six overdue loan. So he was able, it, that the insights I was able to generate from there was the total overdue loans for improved management. Let's also see another example. Mm, Coming. This one, this is for so you should I didn't put it there that you should show your ERD diagram, but obviously when you put your data set into when you put your data set into SQL, right? You still need to do some relationship depending on so it depends on the data set that you have. So if your data set is not like if you feel like you need to do like normalization and you have to maybe split like in this case I I splitted the from this particular table I was able to generate four other tables. So if your data set is just one data set and you clean it, you just import that into Excel. But based off that, if you have like relationships that you want to show because of multiple tables, you should put your hierarchy diagram. Then documenting on GitHub, this is just the table creation and this the way you document on GitHub is very easy. You just need to watch a video on it, like how to document on GitHub. But like I said, for people who don't know how to, you can just easily use Medium. Medium is very easy. This is also an example. Introduction, you introduce the project. Uh, I think there's also one more. Yeah, this is another example. Data set, the analysis and insights. So you also talk about the visualization. So you can see an example. Oh, this is why I used this. This is why I used it, and this is what I did. So I think at this point, that's everything about the project, right? So I don't know if you have any questions that I can take. Yeah, do we have questions? if you have questions, please can you okay, then or is there anything to chat? Let me check. Can't see anything. Okay, so that means we are all clear with the project. Like there's no questions, right? Okay. Um you can go on, I think Apolangi. Yeah, you can unmute.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay, okay. You can go ahead with your question. Well, maybe when it's gone.
Okay, please, I want to ask, can we actually find like the way the project is like a sample of something that has been done? I don't know.
Okay, so which part? Like I can show you like four different projects that are attached to um the PDF file that you were sent. So
Yes,
which part?
especially the documentation aspects, like how to document it. Because I think probably I've not really watched the last video on SQL because I was quite I don't know if it's there.
Did you see my screen when I shared the 10 SQL the LMS documentation on Medium? Let me just open my screen again. Okay, wait. Have you been were you able to see my screen, or is it because I shared Medium? Were you able to see my screen
I
when I
can
shared?
see your screen now. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, let me just open that again. Maybe I rushed through it. So like so this is a project, library management system. You have introduction, you have goals and objective. In your case, you have already been given like some um things that you should talk about. So you should have a project title, you should have introduction, obviously, you should have client, which is because you are looking for, in your case, you're not just doing just you did not just find a data set like library management data set online. You are looking for a data set that actually relates to an actual company that you can identify. So you those are your like that's your client. That's the person that you define as your client. So where, where I go? Um span. Yeah, so that's the person you define as a client. Then you have problem statement. So based on the data sets that you were able to get, so you are trying to enlighten the company. Okay, this is the problem that you have. I think I can find a similar, like exactly this exact type. Let me look for it. Just give me a second. Uh, Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to find. I can't. I can't find the exact one that I'm looking for that looks like this. That has this operational. But for the SQL part, like this is that's why I told you if you have like multiple tables, you can just show your ERD, yeah, and you add that. Then you define your tables too. But like your project is not just based on just one thing, right? It's based off three tools that you have learned here, which is Excel part. This is just SQL. So it your project is based off SQL, Power BI, and Excel, and you are going to show how okay the part where you did this, part where you did your SQL, the part where you did your Power BI. So it's just going to be a full documentation. I can't find an exact project that speaks to like how you would arrange this, but yeah, you can have this everything that you're seeing here that are numbered, you can have them as your headings. Do you get?
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes. So there will be like heading that will say client, and under there you talk about the client. There'll be heading that will talk about, and this also will go on your Medium or GitHub. So it's going to be like this project is going to be like if this is the only project that you have to apply for a job, is the reason why it's like this is because you want to be able to do a project that you can boast of, right? Because you know that writing that project you did, you showed your Excel skills like in full. That's why it is you have to do. You can see that you are using Power BI, but you are still doing visualization in Excel because you want to show that you can do visualization in Excel and you can do visualization in Power BI. So like we want it to be like an like a extensive project that is just mind blowing, like one all in one. That's how it's planned. So that's why you also have the what if analysis and everything. So I don't know if that answers that, but I also try to get the actual like an example that looks more like this in documentation format that you can use that will be a better guide. Yeah.
Yes,
But
we
for
really
now you
appreciate
just
that,
have to
sir.
like picture it. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you
I
very much.
think yes, so like next question, same way here. So
Okay, sorry. Please, for sake of clarity, I want to ask: are we going to be solving the same, like we are going to be having the same problem statement for any data set that we are working on, right?
you can have the same problem statement because you're working on different assets. Like this is a personal
Okay,
project, so it's not like nobody's describing what the data set should look like. You are only saying
okay,
the kind of process that the data set should undergo.
okay. So how then can we develop the problem or what we are actually analyzing? How can we
Right.
develop our
You see,
problem statement from?
when you get your data, you clean it, right? And you have
Okay,
particular columns. So that this is now we're thinking like a data analyst is now coming, right? You have particular columns. Firstly, which industry did you get data for? So if maybe let's say it's like an insurance company, you're trying to check for claims that you see, you notice abnormalities, you notice like outliers, you notice those already become like you should carry a pen and a book, right, and be writing out things that you notice in your data set while you're cleaning it. Already once you get your data set, there should be an idea that should come to your mind that okay, I think I can do this on this kind of data set. Like I can do reporting on this, but while you are cleaning it, that may even change because oh, you are now noticing a problem already. When you are cleaning your data set, you should be able to see, because at the end of the day you arrive at the clean data set, right? The next thing is what? Generate insights. So if you are generating insights, you need to have something that you're generating insights from, which are your remaining columns after cleaning. Even if there are like five columns that remain and you have name, you have this, you once you by the time you start plotting, the thing about the funny thing is sometimes it's just test and try. So you can plot like a graph, okay, number of you plot gender to staff and you're like, oh, and you plot it by maybe like time, or I say time by date, and you notice that oh, over the year of in 2021, we noticed that we had more males than female, right? And I plot by the next year, and I'm seeing oh, why did the males reduce? That's a question. Write that down. You already have one. So wait, by the time you are creating your dashboard, you can have a chart that speaks to gender, a pie chart or a donut chart that you are using to represent gender. And if they go on Power BI and they filter over that, they will be able to see that, oh, there's a difference in this year. And if you have already spoken to that analysis and to you, because of maybe you are now lucky enough to now have maybe like maybe in the company they also have the number of staffs that they had per year. There's a column that you don't even need to. That's not where aggregation even comes. You can do count. So you create all these things by yourself. You can't create a bar chart that shows, oh, this is the number of staff that we have per year. I don't know if you are getting like your like the thing. It all stems. Your program statement stems from your thought process after you have your clean data set. We
okay,
can give one data set to this. If it was a different project now, we give like one data set and say that you just look at this data set and go and create your own program statement. We have different problem statements because like it all depends on how you think. It all depends on what you see as a problem in the somebody can be seeing, oh, number of like the gender, the number of people in the company. Like you're saying, oh, why do we have this number of females? Like another person is saying salary. Oh, why does it look like, oh, this department was not paid so much this year? Oh, why does it look like over time this department is earning more? You get like, or at the end of the day, you want actionable insights, right? Like something that you know that you are saying out there for the company, like that you know that maybe they didn't see, like a trend, patterns. I don't know if you get that.
Yeah, yeah. I guess
Yes.
this. Thank you. Then another question is this the different tools that we'll be working on. Are we still going to be like try we are still going to try to solve the same or to generate the same insight like after using our Excel tool? Are we is it the insight that we've gotten from the Excel tool that we are still going to use for the Power BI, or we are generating another insight
No, you
using
can
the
use the
Power
same.
BI?
You can use the same. You can use the same. And
Okay.
it seems like repetition, right? But it is not repetition because what you can do in Excel, another person cannot do. But the truth is, they if you have a very like what I call it sweet data or quality data, it will be too much for you to generate, for you to even be duplicating insights, right? By the time you get to SQL and you're doing you're using different functions, you're using count, before you do it, you're able to even in your SQL, you have different insights that you brought out, right? So you join pattern on top of maybe another table, and with that you are able to bring out another insight. So yeah, it can be the same. It's depending on you. The goal of this is just to show that anything you can do on Excel, you can do it on Power, just to show your the skill you have learned. That's the goal. Repetition is not a problem. Just being able to achieve the end goal. Yes. Sorry, Elijah, do you have a question? Okay. So does anybody have any question? Any other? Do we have any other question? Right. Please. Can go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hello, thank you so much. Though I joined a bit late, let me recap what I understood. If I got you right, we are going to sort for the data we will use for the project. That's one, and then the same data set we use it um in Excel and also use it in Power BI. What of SQL? Are we also going to use the same data set?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. You take the clean data set to SQL and you perform at least 10 SQL functions.
Okay.
Yes. Then you
All right.
explain the insight generated. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Before I know we are wrapping up. Um, I would I would request if you will help us with maybe ATS applications so that we can use it to test our resume. I know of one, but I've exceeded the number of usage, the job scan. So I don't know if there are other ones.
Okay, so like to give you access to some of they are paid these are paid platforms now.
Yeah, yeah, like the job scan I have access to. You can use it 5 times free. Then thereafter you start paying. So I've exhausted the number of
Okay,
usage.
so you want us to give you access to like maybe
Not really, not necessarily access. I think if there are other ones just
oh,
like a job scan, you can just let us know, drop the link so that
to be
we can.
very honest, I myself I don't use I've tried them before. I've tried the free ones, but I've never had to pay to test my resume. I don't think I've ever had to pay. I think the free ones are enough. Most times it's just the number of trials, like you said. So maybe you can try another Gmail. It's the same. If you use another Gmail, yeah, you can. Have you tried that?
That's another option I wanted to
Yeah,
know.
so you can try that. So if you try that and it doesn't work, and then we can. But if you try it with another Gmail, I'm sure it will work.
I know it will definitely work. There in this, we are asked to apply as many jobs as possible. So basically, we exhaust it within a short period of time. So that's why I'm asking if there are other platforms outside the job scan.
Okay, I think as you're talking, I'm trying to check, right? So if I see any, I'll just say before the end of this call.
All right, thank you so much.
Does anybody else have any question? So that means we're all clear with the for the final project. So we're expecting everybody to like do everything correct. There is nothing that seems confusing. Please, if you have questions, like this whole session is dedicated to this final project for you to actually like your inputs, maybe also like this is if you feel like there's something that is not right there, you can let us know like, oh, maybe why are we doing this or something? Can't we do it this way? We also change that in the project. So we like to hear suggestions and contributions, except from questions. Okay. So I don't think we have any questions. Do you have any questions? So yeah, I think what I'll just do since it seems like today we are good with the project and we don't have any questions or anything. Tomorrow's session is also meant to be about the project, right? And I was actually thinking of maybe like just doing like a resume session for tomorrow. But since we're all good, I think we'll do the resume session now and we'll not have anything tomorrow. If you agree with that, please can I get like thumbs up as reaction or something like, or maybe like a comment. If you feel like there's nothing wrong, okay, yeah, yeah, Casman. Okay, so we have two people. All right, three people out of 31. You know, no problem. I think that's the majority of people active here. So let me just share my screen. Give me a second. So, so I'm going to so can you see your mail sharing the other screen? Mm, sorry, give me a second. Where's yeah. So is somebody raising up their hand? Okay, yeah. Lucy, you can go.
Yeah, sorry, good evening. The question just came in right now. This Nigeria open data, is it like a site where we can get different datas from.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But that's just the funny thing is when I said that, that was just like a guess. I just guessed that there should be something called because yeah, there's something called like for every province here, there is something called or like maybe kitchener on data, Caribbean on data. So yeah, it should be like that. For Nigeria, yeah, we don't like have so many data. So sometimes it may even be that you may have to like go to specific companies. I think most of the companies that do data reporting is financial data that you find. So you just have to do
Okay.
data research. So it depends on you what exactly you want to do, right? Then you find, yeah. So I think I'll just have that.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is like I'm sharing my resume. This is the resume that I last used because I actually change my resume almost every week. But this is the resume that I last used. And for me, I think one of the most important things about like your resume is for it to have a place where people in the sense that even not just somebody who is hiring you for the job, right? But not just somebody that is hiring you as a data analyst, but maybe like an HR person. Yeah, HR person who lacks the technical skills for the role that you're trying to apply for. Somewhere where they can see everything, kind of everything that pertains to you. So for me, that part is highlights of qualifications. So I feel like if anybody looks at my highlights of qualifications, they should be able to understand everything that is below that. So if you come, if because the truth is, some hiring managers or most hiring managers don't spend up to 2 minutes on your resume. I think 2 minutes even too much. Like they take a glance at your resume because imagine the number of people that, especially when it's maybe like all these top companies, imagine the number of people that apply. In some situations when maybe they have limit on the number of people they are taking, maybe they already said, oh, the first 30 people will look through them and yeah, they extensively go through it. But in most situations, they don't extend and they need like a place where I can speak to what you are doing in the company. I can speak to what they need from you. So for me, that's highlight of qualification. So I don't know how many people like have something related to that because it can be called something different on your resume. But my idea about it is just have somewhere or like if you don't even have somewhere, ensure that your resume is my resume is 2 pages. So that's why I have somewhere called highlights of qualifications necessarily. But if your resume is 1 page, I think most of the time they can always easily retrieve. But once it extends to like 2 pages, man, to be very honest, you just have to do this because it's a smart way. Yeah. So I think what else can I talk about? I think when it comes to like your like putting out maybe the first statement that you want to say, it should be it should be based off the job that you're trying to apply. So like objective, that's what I mean. So I don't know how many people use ChatGPT, but me, I use ChatGPT and I'm using the paid version where you can upload your resume. And yeah, if you upload your resume, you can query your resume. Normally you can like copy this, right? Like as text, just highlight it and copy it and paste it on ChatGPT. But I would prefer to upload it because yeah, that's more easy and just feel it's more easy. Yeah, and from there you can put like a prompt like, oh, based off my resume, okay, customer, you can ask you can ask a question.
Yeah, not necessarily a question. Today, ChatGPT 3.5, which is some paid version, just included the option for uploading file.
Okay, 3.5
Yes,
today, they just put that.
yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
that's unpaid. That's unpaid.
Yeah, 3.5 unpaid.
Oh, nice. Ah, that's good though.
Yeah.
So we are paying. They don't want to give us benefit again. Yeah. But that's good. So what am I now paying now? What am I now paying for?
You can generate other
But Sha,
content.
I think for me, using the free one and using the paid one, now there's a difference. There's a difference. You can create your own GPT that works for you. You can, yeah, you can do a lot of things. Go and let me not say too much since you are not easy. But that's just say go and get the paid version. But yes, like looking at what I was saying earlier, I was saying that yeah, a lot of times you have to ensure that the objective fits the job you are trying to apply to. So when you give ChatGPT that, of off your resume, you can generate that. And as much as that seems maybe because it's a manual process, right? For every company, you want to do that and you want it to be easy. So yeah, thank God for AI. It helps to make that easy. I think also consistency is also something that is very important in your resume, like consistency of what you're trying to apply to and what you are doing currently. So for me, if I had a resume that could not really speak to, yeah, and just before I forget, it's very important for you to have volunteer and leadership experience. So for consulting firms, right, they don't actually hire people based off, they don't hire people based off really most of the times because of the number of people that they are hiring, like, and talking about like the industry, they hire people that kind of have like leadership experience, a lot of leadership, volunteer, and everything. So some of the time you need to put out like some volunteer roles that you have done and put like yeah, like just leadership and everything. Because for me, that's what I believe. Like consulting firms, they don't put you if you get into a consulting firm for the first year, they don't put you into where you are where you fit. So you may be working in audit, you may be working in and you are a data analyst, you'll be doing audit, doing financial audit and all these things, or you'll be doing some things are different. And why is that? Because they hire people to not just come and be limited. So that's just to just push you to the fact that sometimes it's not even based off what you actually know how to do. It's based off them just seeing that you're versatile, you're somebody that can learn, and you're somebody that is actively like out there, like you should. That doesn't now mean that your resume should not have what you're trying to apply for, but your resume should be able to speak to the actual like workspace, like things that are needed. Let me just say soft skills. Your resume should not just be oh data analysis, Python, this. Okay, so where do we know that you're like a human being? Like if you only like you should also have that I know that some people don't include it and yet they still get job right. But for me, it works for me. For me, I feel like I don't even want to generalize everything I'm saying here about resume because this is what works for me. And like I said, I update my resume every day. So if I update it tomorrow, I'm not lying because by tomorrow my resume would maybe have a change and everything. And that will not be what is working for me. So and that's the thing, like just reviewing your resume. Also, just before I forget, I think I have a picture of yeah, I have a picture of something. Let me just give me a second. Let me I have a picture of something I can use to really explain resume creation. So just give me a second. So but for what I've said, I don't know if anybody has a question so far.
Yes, sir. You mentioned volunteering. Um, after the boot camp, can we have an opportunity, like places where we can actually get opportunity to actually volunteer to get more of this experience?
Yes, so I think we usually send it to the group. Like I don't know if you know Data First, but like Data First is taking volunteers, right, for um Data First 2024. There are a lot of other data stuff that are happening. But yes, you can, and we usually send. But I would just say that there are a lot of firstly just connecting with companies in Nigeria that are all about data. You would already get access to events, and everybody's looking for volunteers So I don't think volunteering should not be hard to get. Like volunteering for companies should not be hard to get. Be that hard to get. Okay, you can speak. Yes.
All right, thank you. The last time I take my resume with job scan. From the analysis of my resume, it says that my resume should be less than 1,000 word count,
Hmm.
unless I'm applying for executive position where I would have up to 10 years experience and above.
Okay.
So, and uh, and it's quite unfortunate. My own was 2,000 something. So I'm definitely going to uh, look at look at that to scale it down.
Okay. So for me, right, with what you have said, which site was that? JobScan.
Yes, job scan.
Like I said, I'm not somebody to ask all these questions about. Me, sometimes I don't really like. I don't read all those like checking, because even person who get 4 pages could still get job. So sometimes, but it's just that there are some like very, very logical things that you should like your resume obviously should not be too long, right? It should not be too long. But when they are saying if you are somebody that you have worked in 18 companies in your lifetime, your resume would fortunately be long. So the 1,000 word limit, this is this. You can just look at it in a way of, oh, like you actually looking at the resume yourself without even the, and you say, okay, do I need to have this here? Yes, you already have 2,000 words here, but if you look through your resume, the things that are there, should they be there? And if you feel they should be there, then me, I don't have problem with just ensure that you still keep your resume length. How many pages is your resume?
Um, about four.
Ah, boss, now you. Even me that I'm two, I'm still thinking about to shorten it plenty times.
So why is that? I've met
Why you still not flag your resume? It's not
I've so
anything. You have
I've,
to reduce it.
yeah, I've made so many applications and then only few uh interviews which
Okay,
we are
so
not.
and
So I'm
the roles that
trying.
you're putting in your resume, are they relating to if data roles you're applying for, I believe, right?
Yeah, both data science and data science
But
and
do
data
you have
analytics.
prior experience to data analytics?
Yes.
So you are telling me that in your resume, every position there is data analytics.
Well, there are some roles I took, but the role is not data analytics. But
Then
then
you use them.
most of the things I did were related to data analytics.
Did you fine tune them like to
Yes,
now
I
like
yes, I fine-tuned them to tailor them to have a picture of a data analytic and data science. The data analytic basically.
for me? I don't know, but if you're telling me your resume is 4 pages, it just looks like you have too much names there, and there's a way you can reduce it. So it depends on you. Like
Mm,
I don't
I,
know
I will
because
work on this. I will
yeah,
work
you
on
have
it.
to work on it. Like okay, so this resume that I'm showing you, this is from Jess Ramos, someone who I follow on LinkedIn. And yeah, like I tailored my resume after she actually didn't show a lot of things because obviously, she will have had this thing like address and number, so she removed it. But like this is like the resume that she used or she I think she used, uses. So another thing about resume optimization is that you need to ensure that the what you are putting as a description of what you did in at the role, they are convertible, like they are numbers, so they are you can weigh it. So you not just say, oh, I worked on Power BI, I worked on Power BI and I develop visuals. Like it's not, yeah, so I would say, yeah, it sounds quality, but it doesn't have quantity. Like, oh, it has to be quantifiable. Like we can put it with numbers. So that's why you see a lot of people talking out there, like saying you should like add percentage to your ad, like put numbers to what you did. So you can see, yeah, she used a lot of numbers. So you can see boosted conversion by an estimated 4.5%. Yeah. So if you, so when somebody will now ask me a question, oh, how do I put percent by myself? To be very honest, if you worked on a project and you feel like you did so well, you can say I achieved 90% at then you worked on how many maybe like Power BI dashboard. I achieved 90% at creating 11 Power BI dashboard tailored to this. So you get, so like you're already putting numbers. So it is quantifiable. So your description should always be quantifiable. It should not just be there, because then it is English if it's just there. So you need to always quantify it. And um you also need to ensure that for some people, right, they hide the country, right? Yeah, so that's another thing I forgot to talk about. So it's very important that if I don't know how to, I don't think I should say it on this call. I don't know. But like it's very important that if you are in Nigeria and you you can tell that a lot of our guys are messing up the tech space, in the sense that the people are doing a lot of good things, but like just talking about like people who maybe like fake CVs or something, or like just because of a lot of companies hire people that probably are from like Nigeria. They feel like, oh, a lot of people just lie, and everything. So based off that, for me personally, I would say you should remove your location. That's what I would say on your resume. But for me, I don't remove my location because I've been privileged to work with some remote companies over time. So that is rather a plus to me, right? Putting my location to show that. But if all the companies I've worked in are in Nigeria and applying to the US, well, firstly, how do they trust that they will first ask you, have you ever worked for a US company before? Or they'll ask for your bandwidth, like your internet speed and everything. And but if they can even catch you, if they can't catch you, they can accuse you of not working. But if they see everything Nigerian, they're like, bro, how do we even pick you now? And another thing that makes them flag your resume is also, like you said, I think it's a classroom. Your resume goes through like the same ATS scanner that you are using to fine tune your resume. They also use a kind of ATS scanner to select candidates. And sometimes the ATS scanner is already predetermined. And I've put a job out before on LinkedIn, right? And I've seen the back end of LinkedIn. And LinkedIn also has that kind of stuff set in the back of LinkedIn. So when you apply for a LinkedIn position, right? And maybe I'm a lawyer and I'm applying for data analyst. Do you know that LinkedIn puts not a fit based off like it? There's probably like a model that they like encrypted in the backend that actually checks through resumes, and based off that, or not even just checks through, it may not check through the resume, but it checks through the surface level of the application and puts not a fit. So imagine that kind of thing where I get like 100 plus applicants on LinkedIn for putting out a job, and I already have people that have been filtered out as not a fit, all because of some criteria that I said, of which location is one of it. So I'm seeing US back, you're seeing a data analyst job that is US brackets remote, and the person's CV that was submitted is all Nigeria location. Guess what? That person is not even going to get to be seen by the manager, like for them to even see, not that they are picking you, for them to see it, because LinkedIn has already flagged that are not a fit. Because firstly, I've already put a criteria that I want people, that I want the location, people that are based in Nigeria. So that's the same way that the IETS can. So once they put all those criteria as US or somebody that is remote working in US, but when imagine when you remove location, how does LinkedIn catch you? That you are. So you can now scale through that part of the ATS, now get to the interview and prove yourself well, and they can trust. And luckily enough, that has been how me have like done it. So I'm just sharing like how it works for me that you don't put your location. That's how I've been able to get some remote gigs like while I was in Nigeria. And now I don't need to hide my listing because now it now shows as a plus that oh I've worked with these companies and it can show that oh yeah I've worked with. But for you that you have not worked with any remote company before and you are looking at working with a remote company, not a physical company, like really you need to just remove your location. I'm not it's not a bad thing or I'm not teaching you bad thing, but I'm just think it's just being smart. Yeah. So that's for that. Talking about location. Also talking about sometimes it's also based off sometimes I'll just share it here that sometimes we are not true to ourselves. I think I've said before during one of the career sessions that we had in data fellows, and I was saying that most of the times when you say, oh, I've been applying, what the question is, what have you been applying for and are you fit for it? So you are seeing a senior data, you just go on LinkedIn and you just apply for anything and everything, like even when you know you are not fit, even when you know that you just learned from this bootcamp, just excel. As much as oh you learned, you can't say that we didn't teach or like there weren't quality stuff that you didn't learn like in this bootcamp. Yeah, you did, right? But practice makes perfect. And also do you have projects that can show that you can do this? Or even if in a situation where you don't have project, can you even like pitch yourself well enough to get the job and all? So some of the times it's also you just going there and picking jobs that you are not fit for. So you pick 10 senior data analyst job and you get all rejections and you start thinking of your life that oh I don't fit get job. And you actually applying for your level when it comes to so I think I would now use that to just dive into actually going to Kazmi, please just give me a second. I'll use that to dive into going to LinkedIn actually and showing you what I mean. Yeah, okay, Kazmi, you can go. You can talk now because I want to just
All right, thank you. You made mention of removing our location if need be. So this removing of location, is it on the LinkedIn or on the CV?
so you can't move your location on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a place to catch people. So why you move your location? This is a place that hiring managers use to catch liars. You remove the location on your CV, and that's not you lying. That's just you being smart because you know
All right.
that they goes yeah. So it's your CV.
Yeah, but then when they look at your, if you put, for instance, your qualification, maybe your degree, and then
That that one. Even that one, you have to put the location.
okay,
Do you think these people? You don't know that people that some people that get jobs? You don't know. I know people that their whole CV is filled with companies that don't exist. Now, in that situation, do you think those hiring managers have time to go and check the existence of those companies? That's the
it's,
school that you now you are thinking of, oh, because of you did like a school in Nigeria, and because just even that school is on your destiny. No, it's when you put a location like blatantly and you put it like, oh, and they're like, oh, this guy is not in our country.
it's all right. Thanks for that eye opener.
Yeah, so this is also something that I advise. So when you like good use of me, I'm a LinkedIn job. Like when it comes to job applications, like it's LinkedIn I really use, right? And that's even let me not say really. I used to use the when I was working for some companies like contract and everything, I used to use something called Angel List. So I'm not sharing my entire screen. Let me stop sharing. Share it. So there's something called Angel List, but I don't know if those guys exist. This exist. Angel List. Yeah, they still exist. So no, this is not the job careers. Sign. Like, this is not this is not the AngelList I know. Okay, well found. Yeah, they used to be called AngelList. So I usually use this site. I usually use this site. And yeah, they have a lot of like remote jobs. I want to log in, but I'm not. I have my details saved. If I can log in. Yep. Okay. Yep. So you can see a lot of this is so they have a lot of I think basically most of their jobs here are remote. Yeah. So sort by last active like I always do so you can see different. Wow. Funny enough, I've not come here like in a long time. Thanks. But yeah, so you can come to somewhere like this and apply. I think there are not too much filters that are available. It's just okay, like what you want to see. So yeah, I use quotations and that also works on LinkedIn. So I think I'll show you that too. But I don't want to start anything on LinkedIn because I don't feel like I'm in the position. So that's why Alma will be coming to actually show like Alma is very good at LinkedIn and everything. So me, I'm minding myself on LinkedIn, but like, yeah, you can do something like this on LinkedIn. I think it's called Boolean search. That's the name for it. So yeah, but we'll talk about that. But like, you can use this site to find remote jobs. I think that I was thinking of what made me open this. Yeah, so I was talking about filtering on LinkedIn for jobs. So you want to ensure that every time you're applying for a job, you're using past 24 hours. Yeah, this is a very yeah, and you have to put state here, you can put worldwide. Yeah. So that will give you the NC 31,000. Then you need to ensure that it is updated. Don't want to be applying for the job that 100 plus people have applied. You want something that, oh, yeah, you are the first person to apply. So you can see 50. Funny enough, it's very hard for you to see 50 applicants on LinkedIn these days because of job market. But you can see 50 because you filter down. So it's very important. I know maybe this sounds very simple, like every time I'm saying, but some people don't know they can do this on LinkedIn. Some people don't feel that they just go and apply like this. So it's good to show. You also, like I said, you also want to be sincere with yourself and just speak entry level if you feel that's where you want to pick that and you'll be able to see jobs that actually require very basic things. But there are also some very, very funny people that these days they are asking for like now this one I'm looking at I'm already like okay what's happening here? So they said I think it was it entry level to prepare no internship. Yeah, I think this is calm, so they are not requiring for too much. But there are some kind of jobs that you see that they say entry level and it's like as if they're asking for certifications, AWS certifications, asking for different things like crazy man. Like I'm like and you're still calling it entry level. But like, yeah, you put entry level. And you also want to ensure if you are looking for a remote job, you want to put it on remote and ensure that it is remote and it gives you more. But now there is imagine this is a good job to apply for. Data analyst, 25 applicants 2 hours ago, remote contract in Ghana. Wow, beautiful. I think this one is closer to home, so they won't be talking about things like racism and everything. Yeah, and one important thing is you could for jobs that you can even see the person that probably is like hiring, you can message and just be after applying, you can message and just be like, hey, I just applied for this job and I would like to know how it is working there. Or you can even apply and just let her know that, oh, I just applied for the job and I'll be expecting a response. Anyhow you want to do it. This you see, knowledge of machine learning is a plus. That's good. It's a plus. They didn't put it as a very, very big problem. So I would say this is a very, let me send, because somebody will be saying, oh, I want to apply for this. So let me send this. It will be good for you guys to apply for this. It looks nice. Well, like, yeah, that's it. And also for some jobs, they take you out of LinkedIn and they are added to like apply for. So you also want to ensure you're using easier apply. So by the time you filter down like this, anytime you just be clicking and applying. But there are some they will take you to a whole entire page, another page where you have to your resume. But this one you have everything there. Your resume is already on LinkedIn, yeah, apply. And it's easier. Then when you have done easier apply, you have exhausted that you can go to remote. Then when you have then no, when you have existed easier apply, you can now uncheck that, still leave it on remote. Then you can when you have existed past 24 hours, like you have applied for all the jobs and all, you can now go to past week. Like just be going back in time. And also it's also very important for you to ensure that you also give yourself like a bracket, a number bracket for jobs that you're going to be applying for. So if you are going to LinkedIn, you want to ensure that you're going to LinkedIn to apply for a number of jobs. You don't just apply and vibes. So like applying for a job, like I would say, is a work, is a job in itself. Like you have to intentionally go to LinkedIn and say, okay, I'm applying for 20 jobs today. And you pick 20 jobs that fits. You're not applying for 20 data analyst roles that don't fit you. Applying for the ones that fit you. And so that's how you are able to get good, like say, feedback from jobs. Even if it's even if sometimes you do the interview and you don't get it, but at least you can tell that yeah, your application is worth it because you are being sincere with yourself. Yeah, I think I'm getting out of ideas on what I need to show you on LinkedIn because, like I said, I'm not the LinkedIn guru. The person that is LinkedIn guru will be coming on the 22nd to actually show LinkedIn, and I can't wait for that session because I myself will learn a lot. So I think that's all I have to say for now. I think we'll just entertain questions. I don't know if there's anybody that came late that didn't get to see us share the project, like the project, the final project, and maybe because we have already sent it to the group. So if you have questions, I can like take those questions. Thank you. They can, you can go on and ask. Sorry, Mr. Akintoye, you can go on and ask.
Okay, yes. Good evening, everyone. Apologies, I'm in a very noisy place, but I just had to respond. So I may have to read afterwards. Please.
Sorry,
I hope you hear me
hello?
now.
I didn't hear what you said.
So, oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, I said I joined the session late. I'm actually still in transit and even in a noisy place. So my apologies. So I was just saying I may have to reach out to you or Emmanuel to get the flow of the discussion.
Okay, no problem. This session is
We're talking
actually
about
all
a
the sessions
project.
are yeah, so like this session is actually being recorded, so you can even always go back to
Yeah.
it.
Okay, great,
If you have
great.
any
Thank you
questions,
very much.
I'll be happy to like help out with that.
All right,
So
thank you very much. I'll do that. Thank you very much. I'll listen to the
okay. So do we have any other questions? I was thinking that we were going to like when I was showing the project, I was thinking that oh like there were going to be, maybe like confusion around or how to structure it and everything. But it seems like it's really simple. Like it's very simple. So and that's very good. Like it just shows that oh what we have learned so far, like it's there. So there are no questions. like questions about, even if it's not just like the project, maybe about the old job stuff that we just checked now. All right. So Emmanuel, are you there? Is there anything you want to say?
Yes, I'm here. Actually, you said it, all, and I think everybody learns a lot from the session. I myself learned something new today. And one thing I would like to say is this. Now, the project given to us is just to show how much we know about the audit analytics and the whole thing we've been teaching like so far. So it's good for you to like lay hands on it and do it yourself and try to put in all your energy to it. But that's what you're going to be showing to the recruiters, and you don't want something that is just there. So just put in your effort into it. And also, I want to say something about data analytics some weeks back. I forget last week, I think. So now there is some aspect of data analytics I want us to understand is we have these tools parts like using Excel, using SQL, using Power BI. There's a domain part, domain knowledge part, and it's very, very, very important. So, like for example, now you can have a job with data analytics. You know how to use Excel, you know how to use Power BI, but how do you apply it? So that one is actually very, very, very important. And I think this project actually is going to take us through that process whereby you understand the business problem and you're able to like solve it and analyze the data and provide some insightful results. So it's a very, very good project. So that's what I want to say. Let's just put in our best into it and everything is going to be fine. Okay, that's all for me to be.
All right, thanks a lot, Emmanuel. Okay, Lucy,
Yeah.
you want to?
Yeah, I wanted to ask if the last class we had on SQL, it wasn't uploaded. So I don't know if they kind of like how to upload our database into the SQL. I don't know if they covered it in that class, because I don't think I've seen any video on that, how to upload your database into the SQL. So I don't know if that was treated last week, because I've not seen the recordings on that. Thank you.
Okay, I think, man, did we update the, like, is the YouTube updated or like is lacking maybe like the last video?
Okay, okay. So the last video actually have not been uploaded yet. Sorry, apologies for that. Like just here and there. We are going to look into that. So what we actually talk about is that we show you how to like bring in a downloadable database. We are not actually working with the real database here, so it's just like a downloadable file. And also, there's other parts where you can link your private postgres and Power BI together. I don't think that is actually uploaded, but I'm going to upload a video on that so that you can actually get that.
Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Those ones those are just additional sessions because like you can find one article right now if you just put it import data into SQL, you see it straight. But thank you so much. Like that would come up on the YouTube. So I don't know if anybody else has any question. Okay. Hello? Yeah, Elijah, you can go on.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, I want to, it's like maybe like a suggestion based on the projects you gave us to do.
Yeah.
So, because the thing is, I know most of us here are beginners and we'll get to, as in, it might be kind of like strange to for us to be able to build our own project ourselves from the scratch, documentation and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe though I'm on Medium, but I don't go there often like that. But what I do is I tend to read people's reports. You get there are notifications that pop up in my mailbox that they will tend to share people's reports on different domain. It might be health, it might be sales. So I tend to read some of them. So I think maybe because I feel Medium is still much easier to present than GitHub. So
Yes.
maybe, yeah, maybe for some of us that have not been on Medium before, maybe we should just register and we should just look at maybe what people have presented, the reports, how they did their documentation. Some people do screenshots, like maybe in data cleaning, the steps that they use in cleaning, and they tend to like screenshot their steps and they tend to put the report and present it there. So maybe we could just go there and look at what other people have done, might be in different domains like that, so that it will just give us like an insight of how it's being done. Because this tax of a thing kind of like it's I know most of us, we might want to ask questions, but maybe we don't know how we're going to put it. Like maybe when we now get to that bottleneck, like okay, I've done A, I've done B, I've done C, what's the next letter I'm going to do, kind of like that. So that's just my suggestion, sir.
I think for me, like what you have said is just like it's awesome because even to be very honest, I used to just document on GitHub before. I just started putting like I just put like few. I think I only have like 3 projects or 3 articles on Medium, and that was just because I saw one of my guys on LinkedIn. He just made like documentation on Medium. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Let me just do that there. And based off what he did, that was like I developed like my own idea on like what how I should document my stuff. Like I saw that they even have a code block where you can actually put code and it takes care of like just showing the code very well. So all those things you would see it by actually observing other people's code. Like he said, it's not out of the box. It's just you just register on Medium for and you just start reviewing people's projects, and with that you'll be able to. And to be very honest, more than the technical part, more than it, this is a very important part. Like as much as a lot of people may feel like it's already looking overwhelming, if you can document your project, you can present yourself, it's something you do intentionally, because you can keep going for interviews and you have nothing to show to the like it's a waste of time. No one wants a liability to their company. What can you offer? And I have to be very honest, when you start working, you will not have projects. What do I mean? A lot of companies cannot allow you put, it's not even a lot, as a data analyst. So as a software engineer, you are developing websites, right? So those websites obviously are going to like go live, and they will be websites literally. So you can put them, you can have a portfolio of your websites developed. But as a data analyst, you can have a portfolio of your dashboard worked for companies. So why is that? Because data privacy. That's why our field is a very, very important one, right? Because of even right now that ChatGPT is getting very used, a lot of people would be putting companies' data into ChatGPT to do their work, and they are putting the companies at risk. And that's now where companies will be tightening up how you should, like, even maybe they won't allow you, like, you can't even export any project. Like, company that I worked with before, PwC back in Nigeria, you can't export all of my dashboards I created on my PwC laptop. I couldn't export it. I can't send to my normal email. It flags, it shows as a warning if I try to send to my normal email. They want their data to stay in there because they know that, as data analysts, you need to show people projects, right? And you could say, let me know, because you are working with clients. And one of the things that we do is build trust with clients. So you can't just, so that's what I'm saying. You have, like for me, I feel like you should take this as an advantage before actually getting into work. Because now you can put out projects, right? Because if you check, most professional data analysts, they don't have a portfolio. And that's because they maybe at the beginning they had, right? But as they just because they don't have data to show you, and that data is a company's data they have been working with. So if you have the privilege of like working on projects, even if like in this case you're even working on projects that are picking public data sets that you can attest that this is real life. It's not just cargo data set, because cargo a lot of people just do randomization, just randomly create columns on maybe like using Python or something. So cargo is like known for a lot of like artificial data. But I'm saying that you guys can use this as a good time to have projects on your portfolio. For me, I don't have plenty projects on my portfolio because I've created a lot of my last company. I have to even say it here, right? My last company, we almost had like a lawsuit like issue, which from LinkedIn, because I made like a documentation of my own work that I did for the company, not my own personal ideas, like my what would they call it in law terms? Is it my own there's a word. Is it something right? I don't know why the word is not coming. Is it my
Is intellectual property.
yeah, my own intellectual property right? So like I'm the one that developed this. I'm the one that came up. So yeah, in the company, right, I had to develop like an app GIS, what they call it, like dashboard in Power BI, and I had to go. Funny enough, was one somebody in data fellows was actually working in like he studied GIS as a course in school, like he graduated as a GIS analyst and everything. And I was like, oh, I'm working with this company, and this is what they asked me to do, and we both came together. I later developed something for the company. And when I was done, this guy cut off all my access to all the dashboards I created. And funny thing that I didn't know was that because I put a lot of work into it, that particular thing, I already saved it to my system. So I did my documentation on Medium and put it out on LinkedIn. And next thing, I'm receiving a message from LinkedIn official mail telling me that I was reported for is it copyright or something, that I should reply stating why I did that. And I'm like, what does this guy mean? Like, this is my project. Like, what, like, you went to report me, and it's a white company, they are based in Miami. And I wanted to drag the case, but I was just like, oh, no problem. So LinkedIn told me that they had deleted the post. The first thing they did was they did the post, and they wanted me to like give a statement and everything. And I was just like, I wasn't going, because they had like a conversation where they were like, oh, if you want to like defend yourself, like say that you like you want to fight or something, I don't know, send it to this mail. I have to send like a mailbox. And I was like, oh my, this is too much stress. I just accepted that yes, I did copyright, and I deleted that post from my LinkedIn, right? But I have it on my portfolio. And that is how you fight for work that you do for companies, because at the end of the day, as data analyst, you have a lot. But when you work with like a company like PwC, where you already sign like what they call this stuff, NDAs, for every project we're working on, everybody signs like NDAs. And in those NDAs, that's non-data disclosure. Like you cannot for any reason attest like claim that data, because at the end of the day you're working for a client, and it's the client's data they are going to visualize analyze. So that's why I'm just using all of this to just give a story to why when you are free and you're able to work on personal projects, is the best time for you to have a portfolio. When you're in a company, bet me, you now have a portfolio. And that's why you need to be a data analyst out of companies. You should not be a data analyst in a company. So you need to, and how you be a data analyst out of companies? While you are still in the company, keep your network active, because there are a lot of layoffs. There are a lot of layoffs. So you have people that are working in a company and they don't, well, I say they don't have the vision of maybe like, oh, I could be laid off one day or something. So they are not actively building themselves as data analysts. So they don't have a network that they can call to if anything happens. That's the issue. So for me, I'll just say that be a data analyst out of companies, because that will help you in a situation where you cannot, because like you go for interviews and you're like, oh, I can see you worked at PwC. Oh, where are your work I did? And I'm unable to show them how to you have to use word of mouth and everything. But if I worked on personal projects while I was still at PW, it's like I used my Saturdays. Okay, I'm working a 9 to 5 and I use my Saturdays. I would be able to say, oh, like I have projects, even though they may not be like, because obviously any company that is interviewing knows that you can't show, even them that they are hiring, they'll tell you that you can't show our data. So if I give explanation, this is as to why on my portfolio, I only have this project. But it's not a different way you don't even have a portfolio. And if you have a job as a data analyst, know that it is very important that you try to create time to just do personal things. Don't just let the company use you because you are adding to the company's assets, not your own personal assets. So do things to benefit yourself too. Yeah, so I think I'm already going out of the scope of what we wanted to do today, like just project and maybe D2 resume tweaking. But yes, that's much of it. So I don't know if anybody still has any question because we planned like this session was meant to be 1 to 3, but today is just looking so long because it's looking like everybody's just like we all just want to end this boot camp and just like go out there. Okay. So I think I'm done for today. If there are no questions, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much, guys. Next week, like I said, I don't think there'll be anything tomorrow. Or Emmanuel, do you have anything for tomorrow, like from your own end?
No, 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 no.
You should. Okay, right. Okay, Bright. Yeah, you can go on.
Okay, thank you for I just joined late. I just forgot. I just joined the meeting this late. So I want to ask a question about portfolio. Is it proper for a data analyst to have one type of project in his portfolio? Let's say sales project or healthcare project or another project. Must he have several type of project or tailor it to one type of project, like a niche?
So I would say very well, it can be any one of them. So there are people that are like they are a niche. They are niche type of data analysts. Like you have HR analysts, so somebody who is just working based off being in like in as a data analyst, you're analyzing just HR data, just dealing with people analytics per se. Or if you're in Nigeria, it won't work for you. I don't have to start it won't work for you because there's no is here that I've seen people here that all they are doing. I've seen a lot of people that there are even a lot of roles that is just Power BI analyst. All you have to know is Power BI. They are paying you paying you money. All you have to know. But in Nigeria, you multitask. So all those they're not like HR analysts. They in Nigeria, they will give you any data you do. They will ask for from you, they ask you to be. Yeah, there are people that specialize like so that specialization is very easy to achieve. So you have people that when you see their portfolio, all they have is just Power BI project. They like the tag. There's somebody, Annie Nelson. You should check on her. She's a Tableau consultant. Her name is Annie Nelson. Annie Nelson. I think she's on LinkedIn. All she does is Tableau, and she's yeah, she has like basis of like data analyst, right? But right now, all she's doing is Tableau, like just Tableau, just visualizations on Tableau. She's not dealing with Python, she's not dealing with any of that, and just stress free. So she's a Tableau professional. So imagine that kind of thing. But in Nigeria, you will do everything Tableau, Power BI, Looker, or anything where they call you, go just go learn out. So I would say since like you still have that limitation, I think maybe you may be in Nigeria, just ensure that your projects cover different sectors, different industries, different tools. Yeah. But if you like specifying that you are tailored to a particular industry, specifying that you are tailored to a particular niche should not be a disadvantage over here, right? But it's a big disadvantage because if you're applying for a position that they put data analyst and what you say you do is people analytics, and what they need is somebody to come and work with maybe like Piggyvest now, maybe like all these financial companies. You have already they will X you because they're like, oh, this one has never worked with financial data. So you need to show projects that can show that you're versatile. Yeah. I think that should answer that. I don't know if that answered your question, but
Yeah, that's thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has any question. Still have time. It's like 20 minutes. Okay, if there are no questions, I think we can call it a day. But I would like I'm very much available for questions. So I really love if you guys have questions, especially for the project, because it's not that we're not finishing out there, and a lot of people would say they if maybe you came late and you haven't checked the project, you can check now and just let us know if you have any questions so that we can be able to address it here and now. Because you have 4 weeks from 22nd when the bootcamp ends to start working on it. So everything you need to know about it should be said now. Sorry, Mr. Today. I think you wanted to talk.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to find out how soon we can expect the last week's video. Those are two videos I missed and I would really want to catch up on.
The last week videos.
And
So
today's one, and this one now, this one,
and
and this
this
one
one.
as well.
I think
Yes.
sorry. You might this one can go this one, yeah, the one you're recording. So this one can go up today, right? And this one go up today. This just
Yeah, it can go at like before midnight, so that I have to like they have to send in the video. So before midnight, I will try and get
no, no,
everything.
I'm not the one recording, I'm the one recording.
Yeah. So I have to like get the videos like when it drops. It takes some
Okay,
time. So
okay. Okay. How the video drops in time or it doesn't drop immediately?
yeah, it doesn't drop immediately. It takes time for it to drop.
Yeah, I've never
So
heard. Wow.
so like you will get all the videos tomorrow. You get it tomorrow. Sorry for not like uploading the other big videos. Just so busy with something. So or you get it tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kazmi.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate. One more thing. Where are the sources where we can get a real life data for the project?
So there, it depends. Like I don't want to limit, but it depends on what you are looking at working. See, it all takes you just even just putting Nigerian data online, like as small as that, just like data research is something that you do by yourself because you're going to build that skill like by yourself. It's not you have to search. Data research is just going through links that you see that pop up as, oh, this is Nigerian open data. You open it, you go through the data, you find the data that's it. So the links, I don't want to limit you. And like I said, I can give Kaggle as one, right? Because Kaggle still has a lot of people still take, like now there was a data set that I used last week that was it was actually for Statistics Canada, which is an actual like real life data, like current data, not actually. So but there are some data sets that you see in the description, they don't have any like reference to a source. So and that's plenty on Kaggle, like data sets that you cannot even, because we want a data set that you can call out a company for. So if I'm working on Coca-Cola data set, I can go and tag Coca-Cola company. And we are not doing that like just for anything. We are doing it because we know that there's power in networking, right? When you make that post, you don't know what can happen, especially when you do your own analysis well. And we have also said on our own ends that we'll also like the top 10 like best projects, we'll put it out there, like actively put those projects out there. I like just to celebrate that okay, these guys did well.
It's all right. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, Lucy.
Okay, so like after this class now, what if during the when we are doing the project and then we have a question, can we always come to your DM?
Okay, please not my DM, but the group, yes. The
Okay,
group,
the group.
yeah, the
Okay.
group. Because yeah, like I feel like because from the day the project ends, from the day the boot camp ends, right? You're meant to start working on that project, and for everybody to be in sync, so that I won't have to like address the same, or we won't like email anybody or Miriam want to have to address the same problem the same time, like different times. So you come with the same problem that another person is having. If maybe like you're having issues with maybe a particular column that you're trying to take and you are trying to think, oh, should I use text to columns here or something? And you ask on the group, we can answer the question for like 14 people. But if you come individually, it's like more stress. You get because another person can ask it again. So thank you. It's not like you can always also message me personally if you have any question. But like for questions pertaining to that project, I would really appreciate it if everybody can be in sync with the answers we are giving to all. Yeah, Mr. Bright.
Sorry, which tool can we use for this? Can we use any tool?
There's no other tool than what you have learned in this camp. I know
Okay.
even if you know how to use Tableau, please don't use it
No,
because
I don't know Tableau. Uh, no, due to my busy schedule, I hardly followed the boot camp, so I just saw the
oh you
invitation and
haven't
made.
you're okay, you're just joining. This is your first.
No, I've been joining your meeting mostly on the one you did on that data cleaning on Power BI.
Oh, so you just joined which week? That was like 2 weeks
No,
ago.
I've been following you. I've been following you, but I've been joining your meeting on is this Saturdays by 6 p.m.
Oh, Sundays Data Fellows weekly catch up.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember it from Twitter, right?
No, I'm not on. I saw it on LinkedIn. I saw
LinkedIn.
the group invite on LinkedIn. That's why I joined from there.
Oh man, I don't I'm confused now. I don't know, but yes, I think I
I think
remember
I
something.
think what it says is like it joins Saturday classes only, right? So you haven't been attending the Friday classes, just like
Yeah,
Friday,
Oh, okay.
Saturday.
yes,
He has
yes.
just been joining. Oh, okay, I get. Okay, I was confused. Okay, no problem. So, Mr. Ibrahim,
Please, I'm just joining this bootcamp for the first time, and somebody just linked me up with this group, and I don't know how to go about this project. So I don't know if somebody can just give me a guide on how to go about it. I've never attended any class with you before. This
okay, so
this
firstly, I'll
will be
just say, like, what's your skill level? Like, are you new to data analytics as a concept? Like, are you new to data analytics?
hello, sorry.
I said, are you new
Yes,
to
yes,
data
I'm
analytics? Okay, so I'll just
I'm
say that
new.
yes, like you may not be able to meet the deadline, right? But I would say that because of like we know that you are just joining, like we will give you certificate as long as you complete the project. But
Okay.
I would say this is the playlist. I just shared the link to the playlist.
Okay, very good. That would be very good.
Yeah, so this like it has everything from the beginning when we started
Okay.
to now. Like it's yeah, so you can use that to just get yourself just so when the project is like once it starts counting from 22nd, you don't need to have any pressure, even though like on the group we may drop that oh you have 1 week to submission or something. You don't need to have any pressure as long as like I think I've noted like Mr. Ibrahim, like yeah, so as long as you submit, you get your certificate. Or yeah, that's
Okay, thank you. That will be very okay with me.
the problem. So I don't know if you have any other questions. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. The last assignment that was given to us, I don't know if there'll be a correction because I sincerely don't understand anything in the assignment.
Wow.
So I don't know if there'll be a correction. The SQL is just like it's kind of confusing, though I understand to some extent, but then it's just something else, sure.
But then, I feel you, man. I feel you. That speaks a lot of speaks volumes. But to be very honest, like which part is confusing you, and maybe because I know that they meet like Emmanuel like this is a very busy person, and like there may not be any session that will be possible to have like live where you would literally like be doing this thing again, like based off this particular version of this boot camp, but maybe in specifics to the parts that you have issues with, maybe we can give like what you should do and all. But or maybe if it's a general thing, if you say the problem you're having, if it's a general thing, then maybe you can create a particular video that will be tailored to answering that question. Oh, you have issues with this. Like now, you even said he was going to create a video for importing data into Excel, into SQL, right? So maybe that can be part of the things that you just add. Okay, just show. Okay, this is how you write this function or something. So what's the issue that you faced?
The thing is, I don't have a particular issue. I think I'll just have to like calm down and really watch those videos again very well to
Yes.
like assimilate everything.
Yeah, and I would say don't close your head to probably like maybe I don't know if you have learned SQL before, right? And maybe like the concepts are just kind of like just running around the head, but like just open your head to like learn it as a new thing. Even if it is the first time that you're learning it, the last time, just take it again as a new thing. Just no rush, just to just help you assimilate it well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
And
thank
also
you.
one other thing I would like to add, Lucy, is now the ERD, try and check the ERD of that particular database. We have a lot of tables in that particular database, and majority of the question is about doing tables to answer a particular question. So you have to understand the ERD so as to know how to join tables together to answer particular questions. And for me, I feel like the question are actually more of like joining tables to answer a particular question. It doesn't really have that kind of advanced thing like that. And like to be said, if you have any question or any particular area you understand, you can actually just reach out and I can prefer more clarification on that.
Yeah. Okay. Do you still have a question, Mr. Bright?
I have a question. I'm not on GitHub and the other platform you mentioned. So I don't know, is that the only way we can document it?
Those are the two ways you are not, but you can join. You have to join. It's the reason why we also made that compulsory, right? Like those two, like it is intentionally because of the fact that those are like two popular sites where people document, right? Like it's not to restrict you, but like just for your own benefit to use the latest or should I say latest or popular documentation sites.
But I'm already on Maven Analytics. That's why I have my documentation.
And in this scenario, you have to join this one. Like I don't know, maybe you have like issues with GitHub, so you can use Medium, but you have to join one.
Okay, maybe I'll try Medium because I can't navigate GitHub. I can't navigate their site.
That's fine. That's fine. I totally understand. So
Okay, maybe I'll
Medium
check
for
on
you.
Medium.
That's why there were two options because I know yeah, GitHub can be confusing. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll check on Medium. All
Uh,
right, thank you.
okay. So do we have any other question? I don't think we have any other questions. So I think this will end it today. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for keeping to the boot camp so far. Maybe the next two sessions will have more people because like this is a very, very small number of people compared to people in the group. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to end the call now. Bye, guys. All right.
And happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you so much. God bless you, man.
Yeah. Amen.
Thank you. We really appreciate you. Please, well, when do we normally have the class? For me, that
So like to be very honest, we're meant to have like a session for tomorrow, but there's nothing planned because I actually thought that this session was going to be just on project, right? But it seemed like once I introduced the project, like people already felt cool with it. So the project was already introduced and I was planning on using tomorrow for like just to review resume and everything, and we already did that today. So the next session is going to be next week Friday, I think 14th or 15th. Yeah, next week Friday is but for I think 14th, yes, next week Friday, 14th. So we're going to have one of our bosses in data policies is like ML engineer, and he's going to come and be showing how to create portfolio, like, and yeah, just portfolio and everything, just to be able to put your project on
Okay.
portfolio. And
Okay.
last session is actually going to be on 22nd, which is LinkedIn session that we're going to be having with Alma.
Okay. God's
Right.
grace. So since you promised that all the videos that in the previous classes will be sent to the link, so I'll be expecting the
I
videos
know.
for.
Did you check I already sent the link to the previous classes in this meeting. Like, I just sent it again. Can you see it in the chat?
Okay. Maybe I will. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen it here.
Yeah, that's the playlist. So you
Okay.
can always go back to it. Like, just
Okay.
bookmark it um in your browser.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
The network
Then,
is breaking. I can't show you.
okay, I said just bookmark it on your browser.
Okay. 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 I'll do that.
All right, no
Thank you.
problem. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. All right. And
All right.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.